For some of you, chances are you might feel like you're not living up to your full potential and you want to improve your lifestyle and improve on who you are as a person. I can relate, and it led me to establishing a morning routine that I'm now sharing with you. You need to cut loose of the things holding you stagnant and make way for new habits. It may be going out less and spending more time getting to know yourself. It may be limiting the amount of time you spend scrolling on social media. Use that time to invest in yourself, research a particular business idea you have, read a book, listen to a podcast, spend time doing the things that are going to feed into your interest and increase your knowledge. Start doing the groundwork on who you are in this current time, who you want to become, and how you can elevate in your next chapter. You need to curate an environment that encourages the habits you want to have, the type of habits that are going to take you to new heights. And it all comes back to setting up a good routine. If you establish and follow a good routine week after week, month after month, imagine how much closer you'd get to your goals. I read Atomic Habits, and in the book he mentions bamboo can barely be seen for the first 5 years as it builds extensive root systems underground before exploding 90 feet into the air within 6 weeks. I want to talk to the ones who have a vision for their highest self, a person who is disciplined, the ones who want to get closer to God, get rid of anxiety, build confidence, increase their income, go to the gym. Maybe it's losing weight, build muscle. Maybe your goal is to save more money, travel more, read more, retire your parents, buy your first house, maybe even expand and have a portfolio of properties that's making you money as you sleep. I want to talk to the ones who have dreams so big they're uncomfortable talking about them. I want to talk to the ones who have goals they want to achieve, a bucket list to check off, and overall, just live the life you dream of living. We're going to break this down into 3 parts: what makes a routine a good routine, how to set up achievable goals. I'll also mention the 12-week calendar year mindset that millionaires follow to get more done in a shorter time frame, and how to stay consistent once you've mastered your routine. I want to start by saying not all routines are good. We all have a particular routine, whether we realize it or not. A routine is a set of actions done regularly and usually performed at a particular time over an extended period where it becomes a habit for you, almost like second nature. And you continue to do these things without having to think about it. It becomes your subconscious programming. This is where we need to take a moment and study what our current patterns are like and how we feel about it. Am I being productive with my time? Is there something I want to be doing but I'm procrastinating and I keep finding excuses to put it off or set it at a later time? Overall, how do you feel about yourself and where your life is going? Please be open and honest with yourself. I can honestly say that I'm always completely truthful with myself, because you can definitely tell yourself lies and buy into them. And I know that some of us have been hearing videos about being delusional, but in a positive way that makes you put aside fear and show up and get shit done regardless, which I like. But there's also some of us who have a way of not fully acknowledging the lies we've convinced ourselves of. And this is where the groundwork comes in on being fully transparent with ourselves so that we can acknowledge our flaws and start working on them. A time to start a new page, one that makes you feel good about yourself and the way you're showing up in the world when it comes to your work life and your relationships and even the one you have with yourself. So now that you know who you are and what your current habits are, what do you want to do with your time? How do you want to live your daily life? Create a plan that suits and reflects what your goals and desires are, and don't feel pressured into making it look like what someone else is doing. Establish a plan that feeds into what your future life looks like and start doing that. That's what makes a routine a good one. It's personalized, it's intentional, it's not mindless, and it has purpose in getting you closer to where you want to be in life and the type of person you want to become. So now that you've acknowledged that you have room to improve, this video is here to reassure you on taking action. That's the only thing standing in between you and the life you want. It's action. When you know who you want to become, start reverse planning, reinvent yourself. What does future me do? Think about her day-to-day life from the moment she wakes up to the moment she lays back in bed. Imagination creates reality when you apply action. So start writing down your goals, and this is where the reverse planning comes in. You've played out in your head what your ideal life looks like when you've accomplished your goal. Now, think about what you had to do to get in that position. Did you have to complete several courses in a certain area to get qualified? Did you have to follow a workout plan, a nutrition plan to lose 30 pounds? Set goals that you know you can achieve with the resources you have, and dedicate an action plan with set times where you will work on that goal. Now, the mindset shift that's also going to help you stay ahead of everyone else around you is by thinking there's only 90 days in a year or just 3 months. This gives you the ability to stay on top of your goals without thinking you have 365 days to turn your life around before the next year comes. This is where most of us start slacking, and after a while we just fall off and say we'll try again next year, which is crazy. So when you start thinking about each year as only being 3 months, you're limiting the amount of time you have to waste, and you're more likely to stay on top of your objective and achieve your goals in a shorter space of time. Most millionaires operate off this quarterly concept to meet their expectations, and if you want to become one, you have to start thinking like one. You have to change your belief system. The structure is to start picturing yourself in your highest form. Think about what it is you had to do to get there. Start acting like that person until you become that person. And that's identity shifting, which is good. We should all actively be trying to evolve as a person. In order to have the life you want to have, you're going to have to become a different person. Really think about it. As your current self and with your current habits and routine, does it reflect or align with the person who is successful or has the life that you want to live? So we're all on social media, and a lot of times it can feel like things are happening for everyone else besides us. You see these people's journeys and their progress. You see them traveling more. You see them getting clients, getting a new apartment, buying a new car, making more money. They're investing, getting paid deals and partnerships, launching new businesses, getting in shape, and you see their body transformation. And it all just starts to make you feel like you're not good enough because nothing is happening in your life. All these insecurities start to form subconsciously, and you're saying, God, I see what you do for others, but when will it be my time? Have you forgotten me? In the Bible, it says faith without works is dead. That's James 2 verse 22. We have to start showing up for ourselves and getting things done, and God will do the rest. Let go of doubt, fear, and anxiety. Whatever it is that's keeping you from stepping into what God has waiting for you, let it go. You know what your dream life looks like. You know what you need to start doing to get there, and now you want to know how to keep going when it gets tough. Make sure you give yourself some leniency. Know how much you're willing to give or lose, so that if you have one day where you feel like you're not doing good enough, you're not beating up yourself about it. Give yourself a dedicated time to cut loose. You know the amount of days you want to lock in and really push yourself and stay disciplined with your plan. If you have a good routine that's once again personalized and intentional, there's going to be something challenging about it. It's not easy to constantly show up and be disciplined in doing what you say you're going to do. And if it isn't, maybe it doesn't have the potential to push you further in life, because adversity is good. Most of the time, it's setting you up to become a better version of yourself, more strong, more resilient. So for example, my thing is being consistent with going to the gym 5 days out of the week, and I set up 2 resting days. On those 2 days, I'm not gonna feel guilty about resting because I know I set these 2 days for relaxing, replenishing my strength and my muscle because they need time to rebuild. But if I didn't show up and get the job done, or even try to give it my full effort on those 5 days I know I was supposed to be putting in work, I can never feel comfortable or at peace on my resting days. Guilt is going to eat me alive. So that way, making a plan but also including time to take a break from that plan is so important, so that we don't break down, or when we break down, that's when we're more likely to stop pursuing our goal altogether. When you think about it, all working systems have a scheduled time to stop and refuel to prevent burnout or crashes. And I think that's how you stay consistent with any goal, knowing the days you should be going all in and the days you want to take a break and rest. The next major point that can help you stay on track is following pages and people who are doing the things you want to do. It's positive reinforcement on your goals and your routine. Sometimes we lose track of why we even started in the first place, but when you follow people who are constantly showing up, it reminds you to keep going. So personally speaking, I mainly follow girls and even guys who are in the same fitness space. And every time I go on my timeline, I just get inspired and motivated all over again. They might even give me an idea for my next piece of content or how I'm going to perform an exercise even more better and effectively. There's girls that post their daily devotions every morning before hitting the gym, and that just reminds me to always start my day with God before I do anything else. And I see their results from constantly going to the gym, and it just makes me want to continue on my journey as well, so I could see my results too. And that's why I follow them, because their routine and morals align with mine, and so it just keeps me on track. Everything you see is sending you a subliminal message. Let it be one that keeps you focused on your goal. A lot of times people are living vicariously through other people they follow and wishing it was them without actually doing anything to achieve the same things. But if you're still watching this video, then it means you're the type to do and not only wish. And I think once you follow your routine long enough, you start to build trust with yourself. Your confidence in who you are goes up. You start to attract high-level and like-minded people. You're happy with the progress you're making. You start feeling even happier when the opportunities start rolling in. You get obsessed with the process. You fall in love with the journey, and it keeps you going. That's how you maintain being consistent with your routine. Once you master and follow a good routine long enough, it leads to success. And I'm saying this because I know how it feels when I wasn't living for me. I wasn't doing the things that I told myself I needed to do. But once I started, the way how I feel and think about myself completely changed. And remember, imagination creates reality when you apply action. A good routine creates success when you maintain it long enough to see results. When you start seeing results, keep going. There's a lot more in store for you. It's 2024 and we all have our own path to walk, but I'm on the same journey as you. So there'll be a whole lot more videos coming to remind you and hold you accountable to the promises you made to yourself for this year. So if you don't want to fall short or get lost along the way, lock in with me, click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video.